Welcome friends. We all are in the mood to enjoy as much as we can through this video, through this tutorial friends. Isn't it? In our last session, we have revised everything about the tenses. We have learned 12 tenses and active voice. When do we use those tenses? I have discussed in depth in our last session. I have given you some formulas, keywords for those tenses friends. So remember one thing, active voice has 12 tenses. Now we are going to learn passive voice friends. So before we start learning passive voice in total, remember one thing, that passive voice has only 8 tenses. There are 4 tenses for which passive voice is not possible friends. So which are those tenses? Continuous perfect present tense, continuous perfect past tense, continuous perfect future tense and continuous future tense. These are the 4 tenses for which passive voice is not possible in grammar. So friends, what is active voice? So when the subject, doer of the action is in the beginning of the sentence, we treat the sentence in passive voice. But when the object of the verb is in the beginning of the sentence is said to be in passive voice. We will go in depth. I will teach you the rules for changing the sentence from active voice to passive voice. There are other things which you have to learn by heart. And the most important thing is that in passive voice, we always use the third form of the verb friends, past participle of the verb. And the subject form of the pronoun is changed into object form friend. I is changed into me, we is changed into us. There is no change in you in active and passive. He is changed into him, she is changed into her, and they is changed into them. We have to identify the tense. In active voice, while learning other tenses, we have followed the formula. The same thing will be applicable in passive voice friends. So, I would give you one example. Rikhil drinks coffee daily. So Rikhil is in the beginning of the sentence friend. Rikhil is the doer of the action. So this is active voice. And before changing the sentence to passive voice, we have to find out an object. Now how do we find out an object? How can we find out? We have to use what and whom. These are the 2 question words friends. That will help you to find out an object. Rikhil helped me yesterday. So Rikhil is the doer of the action. Help denotes past tense of the verb. Me is an object. Why? So whom did Rikhil help yesterday? The answer will be me. Rikhil drinks coffee daily. So what does Rikhil drink daily? The answer will be milk. So in that sentence, milk is an object. So friend, be ready. We are going in depth of active voice and passive voice. Right? So our next session is very important friends. Once you have clear concept of active voice and passive voice, you will enjoy a lot. For any competitive examination, this active passive sentence structure is very important. Sure friend, so definitely be with us. Try to clarify all your doubt by regularly watching our videos and tutorials friend. Right? Some little homework from your side will be of much help to you. Remember my words. Okay friend. Now we shall be learning passive voice on this whiteboard. So get ready and be in the mood to write down everything that you learn from this whiteboard. Okay friends? This passive voice is very easy for everyone who have the clear concept of active voice. We have discussed in detail everything through our tutorials, through our videos. But today we are going to learn what is passive voice. Friends, the voice is that form of a verb. Voice is that form of a verb which shows whether what is denoted by the subject does something or has something been done to it. That means voice determines the status of the subject and the object. I will give one example. He writes a letter daily. In this sentence, friends, he is the doer of the action, that means subject. This is the verb, writes. It denotes simple present tense. A letter is an object, and this is the keyword for simple present tense. So SVO is the formula for active voice. Now, in the beginning I have given the doer of the action. This subject does something, right? Whereas in passive voice, the significance, the importance is given to the object. So how can we find out an object from this sentence? What does he write daily? We have to find out. This is the trick. By using what? We can find out an object by using what. So what does he write daily? So the answer will be a letter. So this is an object. Similarly, we have to use whom. I will give you one more example. He helps me daily. This is active voice because he, that, and the doer of the action, this is verb and this is object. Now, how can I find object? So, by using whom. Whom does he help? So, the answer will be me. So, in the first sentence, a letter is an object, whereas in the second sentence, me is an object. So, this is the main strategy to find out an object in the given sentence. We have to use what and whom. We have to ask the question, we have to frame the question by using what and whom, friend. Right? So the passive voice of this sentence can be like this. A letter is written by him daily. Now, what I have done in passive voice, I have written a letter here, object. So this object has taken the place of the subject because it is in the beginning of the sentence. Now I have used the to be form is, and this is the past participle V3 of written. I have changed he to him, and I have put by before the subject, right? Daily, there is no change. So remember, friend, first of all you have to find out an object, then you have to identify the tense, then you have to decide whether it is affirmative, negative, interrogative or interrogative sentence. And I will teach you some formula of 8 passive voice. So you have to follow those formula because these formulas are required to be learnt. You have to follow them. So friends, when the significance, when the importance is given of the subject and it is written in the beginning of the sentence is said to be an active voice. When we write down an object in the beginning of the sentence, it is passive voice. So, passive voice has only 8 tenses. PV is possible only for 8 tenses, friends. Now, this passive voice is not possible without the use of the to be verb. So there are 8 forms of the to be verb which we have to use while changing the sentence from active to passive. So first is Amazon, then was were, right? Then being, been and be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have to use according to the need while changing the sentence from active voice to passive voice, friends. Now, there will be some changes. Pronoun. Active voice, we have to use subject form of the pronoun. Subject form. Whereas in passive voice, we use the object form of the pronoun. To note down this, friends, I is there as a subject, it will be changed into me. We is there, it will be changed into us. You is there in active voice and passive voice. There is no change in this pronoun. He is there, it will be changed into him. She is there, it will be changed into her. And there will be no change in it. Right. Now they is there in active voice in subject form. It will be changed as them. So this is a very important thing while changing the sentence from active to passive, and we generally write by before this change. By me, by us, by you, by him, by her and by them. So friends, passive voice has only 8 tenses. I will give you the formula to make it more easy for you people. One, simple present tense. Passive voice, simple present tense. So we have to use am. You should remember these things at a glance. Whereas in continuous present tense or present continuous tense, we use am plus being. You note down this. Third one is perfect present tense, friends. Perfect present tense. We use have been or has been. Now fourth one, continuous perfect present tense. You take a note of this particular tense because this tense is always used or written in the active voice. So for this, no PV, no passive voice. Fifth one, simple past tense. In simple past tense, we use was or were. In continuous past tense or past continuous tense, we use was or were plus being. Now, next one is perfect past tense. In perfect tense, friends, we use had been in passive voice. Now, next one is continuous perfect or perfect continuous past tense. So for this, remember, here passive voice is not possible. Similarly, no passive voice. It is always in active voice, this tense. Continuous perfect past tense or perfect continuous past tense, friends. Now next one is simple future tense. Simple future tense for passive voice we use shall be or will be. Now most important thing, perfect continuous or continuous perfect continuous future tense. We can say future continuous tense. For this, no passive voice is possible, friend. You just take a lot of this. So this is the third tense where passive voice is not possible. No passive voice. Now 11th is perfect future tense. So in perfect future tense, friend, we use shall have been or will have been. And the last one is continuous perfect. Continuous perfect future tense.